Hola, hola. No, pues, qué vergüenza. Pero aquí estoy. I know. It's so weird to be back. So weird to set this up and then to hear it all. Ay, ya me da cosa, pero pues, aquí estamos. Queriendo decir, I'm sorry. Pero la verdad, are we surprised? I mean, no, we're not. Whoops. So let's just move on. And this year, consistency and confidence are the key words. Porque este año va a ser una de las buenas. I can just feel it. Y ya sé that it's already like what, the third week. I think the day I'm filming this, day I'm recording, is January 21st. So la verdad, ya les estoy quedando mal porque the goal was to continue with the schedule that I had put for myself and to upload on Fridays, pero pues como vemos ya es domingo and I'm barely recording, so honestly ni modo, pero más tarde que nunca, más tarde que nunca. Y sí, pues perdón plebes por los que escucharon el último episodio y dijeron, ay, ¿y dónde se fue? Perdón, pero pues aquí estamos, so let's just move on and just keep going. Mira, y ya sé que como dije, ya es la the third week of the year, but I still have that belief that this year is going to be good. And if a year from now I come back and laugh because I was wrong, pues ya ni modo. Así es la vida. But I want to live in this delusion that this year is going to be amazing and crazy. Entonces yo seguiré así pensando. Pero last night I was journaling, and my relationship with journaling again is inconsistent. Entonces it was the first time I had written in there, and I wrote like 3 or 4 pages of everything that has happened this year. Y eso que I didn't even cover everything. We're still in the first month y ya hay tanto que ha pasado. I didn't start the year in the best way, and that really put a rain cloud over me. Desde el primer día, I was already questioning all the progress I had made with myself. I questioned all the work I put into healing. It was hard, and it sucks that that event happened, but I was also able to say, okay, this this brings me back to teenage me, but I'm not teenage me anymore. I'm 21 me that can set boundaries, that can say no, that can stand up for myself, and that can leave a situation. And navigating it and actually implementing the things that I knew I had to implement was very difficult. I mean, I literally was at the gym casi llorando because I knew I was doing what was best for me, but it felt selfish and difficult. And I think for me, even just like going to the gym sometimes feels selfish. And especially in those kinds of weeks that I had, it's like, okay, I'm going to go and do something that is good for my mind, that's good for my body. And then getting there, and I was like, fuck, like, I feel like I shouldn't be here. I feel like I should just be in bed and cry. But thankfully, I have a good ass friend that was like, no, dude, like, get your ass to the gym. And who was willing to hear me out and be on my side and just reinforce the things that I knew were correct, but that I needed someone else to reinforce them for me and to say, like, no, dude, you're not fucking crazy. Like, you deserve to be here at the gym. You need to be here at the gym because it's so good for you, and you have been doing the work to have this be something that you're consistent with, have this be something that you enjoy and that you put your work into. Because I mean, like, workouts are actually hard to like build, and then to actually get your ass to the gym and then to actually challenge yourself at the gym, I feel like it's difficult to, like, where people don't really talk about it, and then the people that are like, yeah, it's hard, are the people that don't go, or that like have that desire to go but they're intimidated by it. So I think like, especially because I was in not a good mental state, it sucks that like I could get myself to the gym, but when I was at the gym I was feeling crappy about being at the gym. But thankfully, like, I always heard this quote, it's like, I never have I regretted not like being at the gym. And I'm like, no, that's totally right, because I'm like, bro, getting your ass at the gym is hard. Like actually like driving, well, not driving, but like, like actually like mentally being like, okay, let's go, is hard. But then you're there and you do the workout, and then afterwards you're like, holy shit, like it kicked my ass, but I'm like, oh my god, I'm so fucking thankful because I feel so much better about everything. And that was what it was for me. It was just not the best time. And already ya ando que pues apenas fue la semana pasada. Like it was literally just last week. And thankfully I'm not in that situation anymore, and I'm not in the position that I was at. So already this year has really shown me how much I've grown and how much I can cope with things. I'm really proud of myself and amazed at how I handled everything, which I'm going to take as a sign and say that everything is going to go right for me. Everything is going to work in my favor, and I'm going to live beautiful things because I have the tools and the strength to get through the bad and see the good in them. Which is like, bro, I would have never like thought I would say those words. Pero aquí ando diciéndolos and telling y'all. So aplausos para mí. Like, clap for me, guys. But aplausos para todos who aren't there yet, but will be. I promise you, it's a hard road to get to that mental place. But you'll get there one day, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be a celebration. But besides, and kind of intertwined with that, about like what I've been going through. I don't know if it's just me, but I get the January blues. I don't know if that's a thing or if that's what it's even called. I mean, there could be another word for it, but I don't know. That's how I'm gonna choose to call it. But January overall is never like the best month for me. It's right after the holidays where you're surrounded by so much family, by parties, the gifts, the quote unquote holiday cheer. Like everything's just like colorful outside, the Christmas lights, the like caroling, and just like I feel like in the holidays at least like they try to give off the good vibes, the holiday cheer. So then January comes around and all that energy and socialization kind of just goes away. And of course we have the pressure of the new year, new me. We're setting new goals and expectations. We want to be new people. And to a certain extent, it can become damaging and feel like pressure. I mean, I'm all for setting New Year's resolutions and vision boards. I love vision boards. I'm a very visual person, and the process of creating it, displaying it in my room, just the whole little thing. This year was so much fun because I created my vision board. I got like my glass of wine. I was like watching my like true crime podcast. Like I had the best time making my vision board. But I try to take it lightly and not give myself an expectation or a goal that I know that I can absolutely never achieve. I mean, we're human beings, so we don't like to fail, but sometimes we literally set ourselves up to fail. I strongly dislike the saying new year, new me, because it implies that we've disliked the person we were years previous, or that the person we are needs to drastically change, which I agree. Like sometimes we're allowed to dislike the people that we were before because like sometimes we're shitty ass people. So that's fine. But I feel like we shouldn't dislike the people we were so strongly or to kind of just want to erase them, because that version of ourselves brought us to the person that we are now, which hopefully is a way better version. But also hopefully you can be like, okay, like I just never want to be like that shitty person ever again. So now we know that we never want to be like that again, and we know the signs and everything. The version of ourselves that we dislike should teach us to be better. Erasing them wouldn't do us any good. 2, we can't drastically change overnight. The clock doesn't have the magic to transform us into a whole new better version of ourselves. It's a process that takes time and consistency. There is no new you. There can only be a better you. And to get there can be very hard and uncomfortable. You have to be willing to put in the work and the dedication to it. So make new goals to better the person that you already are, but make them with kindness and sincerity. be realistic with yourself and what you can accomplish, but don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to create goals you feel are too good for you. Nothing is too good for you. You can accomplish it all if you put in the work in, which is hard. And la verdad, it sucks. It sucks that you have to put in work to be a better person. It's not fun. It's not fun, but it's worth it. I promise you guys, it's worth it. Pero pues, let me share some of my New Year's resolution. So this year, I broke my New Year's resolutions into categories. Yo tengo health, self-care, financials, relationships, and school. But health, of course, puse ir al gimnasio. But my goal is to go to the gym at least 4 times a week with a workout plan each day, because I can go to the gym, but I will literally just stand there, stare, and be like, I don't know what the fuck to do. So I need to always have a plan, because when I do have a plan, we're like, okay, I'm gonna hit this, I'm gonna do like this many sets, this many reps. It's the best workouts ever. Y les digo, let me brag just a little, porque nomás salí de winter break y ahí andaba en el gym casi todos los días. School was really holding me back, and I knew it. School was holding me back. Or más bien, I was using school as an excuse to not go. But I think I've created a good foundation and consistency with the gym so far, and I just want to carry that on to 2024. You know, I love the gym. I'm like, I have such a weird relationship with the word love, but okay. But I love and enjoy the gym. I love the pain, and I especially love seeing my friends at the gym. It's so much fun to like catch up, especially because a lot of them are like high school friends. So it's really fun to just see people at the gym and get along with them. Y para verano, pues, you know, I mean, like, you guys know, me quiero ver bien buenota, and I just want to be confident in my body. You know, like, I want to show off this year. I want to be like aquí estoy, mirarme, tampoco así, pero pues, yeah, you guys know what I mean. But along with that, I want to improve my diet and explore vegan and vegetarian foods. Y no, hombre, yo ya sé lo difícil que va a ser eso, pero les digo, ¿quién puso eso en mi cabeza? You know, because I didn't come up with that idea by myself. No, sir. I watched the Netflix documentary, the docuseries actually, and it's called What You Eat Twin Experiment. Pretty much twins join this scientific study. One goes on an omnivore diet, o sea, eating meat, eggs, de todo, but in a healthier, you know, healthier way, healthier substance, I guess. Like, what is it? A healthier quantity, I want to say. Y el otro goes on a plant-based diet, and they see which diet is the healthiest in many aspects, not just like physical, but it's also like they do like brain tests, they do blood tests, like they do I'm not gonna say which one, but like the women do a special one. I don't remember exactly like what it was to test, but they do a lot of tests just to see like how diet really affects everything going on in our bodies and everything. So I recommend. It's very informational. They interviewed farmers, a lot of scientists, people in politics, which was something that I was not expecting to see in there. I was just like, they're just gonna follow them around and like see what happens. But it's very informational, very informational. And for me, it really made me see where like our food comes from and the conditions that these animals live in. I finished it y luego dije, no, yo ya no voy a comer carne, yo ya no voy a comer queso, yo ya no voy a comer huevos. O sea, I was like, I'm going completely vegan. Pero obvio, I realized really quick, it was real quick how difficult that was going to be, especially because I'm not the biggest fan of vegetables. So I was like, oof. Eso sí, I was like, oh. But it did leave me with a more conscious outlook about the food I eat. Y por eso I want to start working my way up to not consume as much meat and dairy. I even signed up for a food as communications class this semester porque a mí sí me interesó mucho el tema, and I definitely want to learn more and especially incorporate it more into my career, you know, pa que ven. So hopefully me va bien con eso. For self-care, I want to travel every chance I get. I feel like 2023 casi no viajé. The places I did go to, I had already been to relatively like more in the area, but I feel like it wasn't anything new. No les estoy diciendo que no disfruté, porque sí los disfruté. Pero I didn't leave the country once last year, and that really, really bothers me. My ultimate life goal is to go to every Latin American country, and I'm no closer to completing that list. Entonces, este año me quiero salir del país, travel to new places, and just get out of my bubble, because I feel like that's when I go crazy, when I just like stay in my bubble and I just spiral. And I mean, if you know me, you know how important it is for me to travel. Onto financials, I want to gain another source of income. I don't know how or what, but I mean, es lo que puse. Es lo que puse for my financials. For relationships, I want to focus on getting to know my friends and feeling safe with already established relationships and new relationships. I don't mean just romantic relationship, nomás, it's not limited to just that one relationship. I'm referring to all different types of relationships that I have and hope to have. La verdad, I've met a lot of new people in the past year and I feel so blessed for those people, but I want to keep on building those connections and feeling safe with them. So I just really want to work on keeping those relationships how they are and improving them, and I just want to keep my friends and I just want to keep being a good friend to my friends. Y ya, pues school, pues la verdad for me, feedback on assignments is something that I value a lot. So this semester, I will not be afraid to ask my professors to give me more feedback and ways to improve my understanding of topics. This isn't my complete New Year's resolutions. La verdad, sí tengo muchas. Y sé que todos se me van a cumplir. Yo, o sea, I'm telling you guys, and I'm like, delusions are up here. But my vision board will come true. Les digo desde ahorita, se me va a cumplir todo, van a ver. I'm such a firm believer in that porque me acuerdo, I made a vision board, I think 2 or 3 years ago. La verdad no me acuerdo tan bien. Y casi todo in that vision board came true. I mean, it did take longer than a year, pero todo lo que puse en ese se me volvió realidad. I think like 1 or 2 didn't come true, but I'm like, but we're getting there, because la verdad, los que puse, like, they're more long term. So, eso sí van a tardar. Pero todo lo demás se me cumplió. Se me cumplió plebes. Así que I know it's possible. Y por eso les digo, aunque ya casi se acaba el mes, it's not too late to set up your goals or to build your vision board, guys. Like, lo que quieren, visualize it, put it up there, put it out into the world, y van a ver que se les va a cumplir. Van a ver. Porque el mío se me va a cumplir. Entonces ya van a ver. Van a ver, plebes, cuando se me cumple todo, ni los voy a conocer. Me voy a hacer como que no los conozco. Ay, qué mala, imagínense. I'm like, I die. La verdad, for me, the hard part in this new year mindset, or the thing that sets me back, is the reflection of the previous year. It is unavoidable to avoid change, and so many things can happen in a year, and sometimes they happen fast. January for me feels very slow, so I feel like I have more time to think about what I've lived through, y pues la verdad me da tristeza. I have attachment issues, okay guys? I have attachment issues. Por eso I feel attached to the things and that people that were with me throughout the year. Y también, o sea, I'm telling you, January es cuando se me cae el 20, que esos momentos ya no van a pasar. I'm like, I'm gonna start crying. I'm like, would it be an episode if I didn't start crying, honestly? But it's such a depressing thought. Like, what the fuck? I'm never going to celebrate turning 1 again, which I think has been one of my favorite birthdays ever. 21 felt just so good. If you celebrated my 21 with me, I love you. It was such a good celebration. I'm not talking just that one day, just like my main birthday. Like, I feel like that whole month was just like so good. 21 was really a birthday that I will remember, and I will remember because listen, I was sober. Van a decir no, not me. But no, la verdad, sí, at 21, I really wanted to enjoy it, and I enjoyed it. And I'm so thankful that a lot of people were so happy to see me turning 21, which I was like, fishy, but okay. But so many people were just so happy to celebrate with me, my 21. And that's just like, I'm never going to turn 21 again. And I'm never going to experience that baile or that concert again, which I feel like concert wise, I definitely went to more concerts than I had before. I feel like 2023 was really a good concert year for me, and especially because I went to the RBD concert. Not to brag, but I did go to that concert, and oh my god, it was so I was like the memories of that. And I feel like bailes, yeah, we went to a lot of them. And I feel like 2023, como que towards the end, I was just like, ya no quiero ir a bailes. Ya como que, no es que me harté de los bailes. No, nunca me voy a hartar de los bailes. But I feel like bailes were a lot more like before 21, if that makes sense. I feel like 21, I'm like, okay, 21, my mind says like, let's go clubbing, let's go bar hopping, let's go do, 21-year-old stuff. And 21 for me doesn't really feel bailes anymore, which I'm like, it's a sad thing because like, like antes de los 21, no, hombre, los bailes, todos los fines de semana, vámonos. But 21, I'm like, ya como que los bailes ya no me llaman la atención como antes. I feel like also my music taste has changed a bit, and I'm not listening too much to like música mexicana. And right now what is like popping off son los corridos tumbados, los corridos así. I feel like there's a new generation of corridos, and I'm just not into that genre of music anymore. So I feel like definitely like this year, like my outlook of my desire of wanting to go to bailes have changed. Van a ver que el otro semana voy a andar en un pinche baile. Por eso estoy diciendo, it's not that I'm not going to go to bailes anymore. No, I'm going to go to bailes for the rest of my life, guys. 2023, the desire to go to bailes is not the same as it was previous years. I'm just going to say that. Pero me van a ver en los bailes. No es que no me van a ver. Sí me van a ver. Pero I'm not as eager as I was before, like going and like watching grupos or like that sort of thing. Pero sí voy a andar. No me van a reclamar que no dices que ya no ibas a ir a baile o que ya no te gustan los bailes. That's not what I'm saying, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that going out to them is not as fun as it was when I was, previous years. Y si me entienden, que bueno. Pero si no, pues ya ni modo. I'm like, I don't know how else to like explain it. But I will be still going to bailes, okay? Entonces no me andan ahí comentando de que, cosas. I think I also had like really good moments with good friends. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm never going to be with those specific people at that specific time. And it's so easy to go down that hole of like, oh fuck, I'm really like never going to experience that again. Y qué tristeza. And I'm telling you, like that was kind of the hole I was in. Besides going through what I was going through at the beginning of the month, that was kind of like the hole I had put myself. And like the hole that I always put myself every January, where I'm just like, oh my God, like that really was a whole year. And I'm never going to experience that again. And I'm never going to be with those specific people at that specific time, laughing about that specific thing. Or it's just, yeah, it's a sad thought. Pero pues ya no se puede hacer nada. Y por eso I think we need to enjoy the moment while it's happening and have that mindset of like, oh shit, like I'm never going to have this moment ever again. We need to live in the moment because they don't come back and they just become things that just happened that one year, like, oh my God, like remember 2020? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember what happened that year? We're never going to experience. I mean, hopefully we're never going to experience. I mean, we will never, I mean, I'll never be freaking like a senior in high school experiencing a pandemic ever again. I mean it in that sense. I don't mean it that we're never going to like experience going on a first date again, or never going to experience, you know, like, I don't know, like we're still gonna have many experiences, but to have experiences happen in that exact way and be that exact age, be that exact date, like we're never going to be freaking like today is never going to repeat itself ever again. That's kind of the mindset that I'm going towards. Not that we're never going to experience universal experiences, but we're just never going to experience those moments in the way that we experience them, because we grow and we change and we evolve, and sometimes we do go through those things again, but we're not the same people. So moments like that just don't come back. And sometimes it's a good thing. It's a good thing that things only happen once in that way. I mean, and never will I have that hairstyle again. I'm not gonna say which hairstyle, but there's a hairstyle that I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that again. And never will I be friends with that person that took out just so much energy of me and made me the villain at the end of the day. I'm so thankful for that person, but it's like, you know, like a year goes by and not everything that happens are good things. And thankfully, you let go of people in the year. Thankful that I was forced to let go of somebody that I don't think that at the end of the day was a really good person for me. And I can do a whole episode on, you know, kind of like breaking up with friends, because it's such a like hard process. I'm gonna cry. It's such a hard process when it's like a friend breakup, because I think friend breakups are way harder than romantic like breakups. I've never officially broken up with someone, but even then, like I just know friend breakups are way worse than romantic partner breakups. And it's a sucky thing, but it's like, oh, I can breathe and say I'm thankful that I'm never going to have to break up with that person again in that way, on those terms, with that same mindset. I think definitely I learned from that something very valuable, and something that I will carry on from now and have in the back of my mind of the friendships I choose and the friendships I decide to stay in. So now on, you know, the rest of my friendships, I now have that mindset, and I'm thankful for it. And I'm thankful that I'm just never going to have to go back into that kind of space and that energy again. Wish him all the best of luck. I'm not saying this to like hate on anything or like fucking devalue or demean our friendship. I'm thankful for everything, and I'm thankful for it happening, and I'm also thankful for the ending of it, even though it wasn't what I would have liked, but I'm still thankful for it. And I feel like we just have to be thankful for all of it, and just learn and tell ourselves that this year will be filled with so many new laughs, so many new smiles, so many new tears, and new opportunities. I think a quote that always sticks out to me, or like not a quote, but a song that like really like touches my heart. It's like, oh, what's it called? The song is called Nos queda mucho dolor por recorrer, right? Yeah. I'm like, wait. No, it is. Nos queda mucho dolor por... And Daniel Queen? Just look it up. It's a good song. But the way that song, for me, the way that I interpret it, one, the title, I think that was like so powerful. It's like, holy shit, like I'm like, it really puts in perspective into everything once we put things, I don't want to say on a scale or like maybe a timeline, but I kind of just visualize a timeline. I'm like, okay, I am barely 21% through life. Let's say I die at 100, which honestly, I don't want to die young, but like, I don't want to die that old. I don't want to be on this earth for 100 years, but we're just gonna say 100 just because that makes the math easier for me. And I don't want to do hard math. I'm a communications major, so I don't do math. But that really puts it like, okay, I am barely 21 years old. This is definitely, like, I have not gone through the worst pain that I will go through in my life. Like, nos va a quedar mucho dolor por recorrer, nos va a quedar muchos momentos felices por recorrer. O sea, I'm very much in the mindset that there's so many new things that can happen. Like, I cannot wait to live. I cannot wait to experience my friends getting married. I cannot wait to experience, my friends becoming parents. There's so many things that are still left to live through. And that's a double-edged sword, just as there's good things to live through, there are bad things that I still need to live through. And that really makes me so excited, because it's like, oh my God, like, the possibilities are really, like, so endless. Like, I think about it also like como una telenovela, like, oh my God, like, what's going to happen in, like, the next capítulo? Like, who will I choose this time? Like, which love interest will I choose? Who is going to turn out being, like, not good for, who is going to turn out to be the villain in the story? Or, like, I don't know, like, la verdad yo sí lo pienso así, like, nos queda mucho por vivir. So it's like, what will I live through this year? What's going to happen? Like, I'm really excited, because it really does feel like, for me, like, holy shit, like, the possibilities are endless. Like, anything could happen. And that's scary, but I just try to make it seem to myself how exciting that is. And again, by reflecting through the things that happened last year, I'm like, no way. I'm like, no way that happened. No way ya iba a decir algo, ya les iba a soltar el chisme. Pero no les voy a decir. Pero I'm like, no way that something that I had been waiting for years to happened. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But I'm like, wait, I'm blushing. El que sabe, sabe. Pero that really, that one event, or like that one thing, I was like, no way, like, that happened last year. Like, homie, like, I was like a freshman in high school wanting that to happen, and now it's happening. And I'm like, wait. Like, that was something that I was like, that's not, like, I had given up on that ever happening. And then all of a sudden, I can't go into the detail, but something that I had waited for since freshman year of high school happened last year. I'm saying it so slowly porque no quiero decir, but it's just like a reminder of, like, oh my God, like, anything can happen. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a song too. I'm like, anything can happen. And I'm like, wow. And I just have a feeling that this year is going to be crazy. That a lot of things that I didn't expect to happen are going to happen this year. And I'm so excited to see how that all plays out. I'm so excited to see how I'm going to handle it. I'm so excited to see, what new people I could meet, new people and new experience that I will introduce into my life. Like, along with, like, old people, as in, like, people from my past, I'm very open to anything, because I don't have control over a lot of things in my life. The only thing I have control over is how I am going to handle it and how I'm going to react to it. So that gives me so much peace, because I'm like, okay, bring it on, bring it all. I'm ready, and I'm so excited to see all the good that is going to happen, and I'm excited to see how I'm going to handle all the bad and turn it into good. Eso sí me salió bien. Pero pues aquí lo dejamos. antes que empiece a hablar de más. Aquí lo vamos a dejar. But again, thank you guys so much for listening. And it means so much if y'all share this podcast con quien quieren, con amigos, familia, conocidos, compañeros, con los exes, con los ex ligues, con los casi algo, o sea, con todos, con todos. I'm like, if you just need an excuse to text him, let me be your excuse. I'm like, let me help you start drama for the year. I appreciate the support. I hope que todos estén aprovechando la vida and putting love onto this world. Los quiero y ojalá el próximo semana les voy a estar aquí otra vez hablándoles, charlando, echándonos unos jajajas. Pero como dije, los quiero hasta the next one. Bye.